Welcome back to the Married at First Sight Season 1, Episode 1 review of the Unmatchables. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. Let's get into this week's episode. This is the very first episode of this series, Married at First Sight, Unmatchables.
I'm a fan.
This show looks like it's going to be too much. It's too much. So join us on recapping and reviewing what happened in this episode because, baby.
Man, they gave us a lot.
Oh, my God. Let's get into it. So let's get into this episode. So the show opens up. Why are you smiling at me like this?
20 seconds in, I'm already like...
But the way you cheesing at me. So the show opens up showing the casting submissions. And the first casting submission is from a young lady named Ashley. She's talking about her farts. That's the first thing she come out the gate talking about, y'all. You heard me right. She talking about her farts.
My farts stink. I try to like ease it out, like you slowly try and like.
Just at the grocery store, no matter.
You smell it, and then you'll get over it, and then we'll be fine.
First and only boyfriend, we dated in high school. He was the first and only guy that I've been intimate with. So I've been celibate for 11 years now.
Ashley says she tries to ease them out, but they smell.
There ain't no easing out.
Ashley's be farting in the grocery store, hanging out with friends.
That's just unhealthy.
She's like, yeah, you'll hear it, you'll smell it, but you'll get over it. You're fine.
I won't get over it. I'll get ghosts.
Like, what?
I understand why you're here.
And then she says she tries to pretend that it's not her when she does it. I'm like, okay. She says she also lives with her. Her best friend, and they're very close, like damn near attached at the hip. And she said her last boyfriend was when she was in high school. Her first and only boyfriend she had was in high school, and the only person she was ever intimate with. And she has not had sex for the last 11 years. She also reveals that kissing is not her thing. Says she needs more practice. I see why you didn't make it to the Married at First Sight. What are your thoughts?
Is it a coincidence that farts quit being funny in high school? And she hasn't been with nobody since high school?
Farts were funny in high school to you?
Yeah. Yeah. It was quiet in class. Like, hey.
I guess it's funny. I'm cracking up.
Exactly. But that was like high school.
But I think it's funny because I'm looking dead in your eye. Like, why would he do that? Like,
absolutely. To get attention. I think we do this show.
But for her to just come out the gate in your casting video and tell people this is what happens with you on a all the time basis. Like, I'm gonna need you to keep your gate. I'm
gonna need you to keep your gate closed when you come around.
Not keep your gate closed.
You said she coming out the gate. Keep that gate closed. I don't want nothing about that's behind that gate.
I want Ashley to understand that you need to like just learn to control you can control that. Like, I know they have that saying, let fart be free wherever you may be. Have you ever heard that? We don't want that. You never heard that?
This is my wife.
We don't want it free here. Like, can we keep it?
Give us free.
Okay, you're right. Give us
free.
Okay, that is too much for me. It's too much. It's just, yeah. So,
could you even be friends with her? Like, if
no, because my nose is very sensitive, and just the fact that you spraying that air freshener is secretly killing me right now.
About the sneeze. It's either ass or air freshener. I'm picking air freshener every time. Give me the Glad. Glad day.
Let's move on to the next scene. So, the next scene shows another casting video from Xavius. Xavius says that he works at a funeral home.
When I meet a woman, I'm looking down at her hands, looking at her feet. Nails look good. You smell good. Breath is good. Like, we can't ride in the same car if you funky and I smell good. I am meticulous about everything. If you're trying to go places on a whim, it would never work. I have to prepare myself, like mentally, emotionally, socially, and for the love of God, show up on time for the party. I don't do tardies. The night before, I've laid out my clothes, I iron my clothes. I'll moisturize. I'm a full moisturizer. I don't moisturize the part you can see. I moisturize everything. Never know when you went to the hospital.
He is obsessed with aromas. He will literally stop you in the street and ask you, what do you have on? You smell so good.
I bet he would.
Before I go any further into what Xavius likes and dislikes and all this other stuff, is it weird to anybody here that they matched or trying to match two people, one that farts all the time and exudes a smell, a stench, and then the other one who walks around looking for good aromas? Did anybody peep that game there? Like, why would they? Is that on purpose?
Maybe he likes her funk.
He already says that he can't be smelling good and he have you funky in the car next to him. That was one of the things he said in his casting video. He says that for a woman, he's checking out her nails, her feet, her breath. He said he's very nitpicky. He says that he needs time to prepare before he goes out places. He doesn't like to go out on a whim. He likes to prepare emotionally, physically, mentally, and does not like people who are tardy. Like, please be on time when meeting Xavius. Like,
he sounds like a whole barrel of despair. Like, he's not fun.
And he lays his clothes out from the night before, irons his clothes out the night before, moisturizes all the places that you see and don't see, because you never know when you may go to the hospital. That sounds like something Big Mama done instilled in him. Like, you gotta make sure you got on some clean underwear and make sure they don't got holes in it, which, you know, you shouldn't have anyway, because you never know when you may get in an accident. They have to take you to the hospital.
There's something about him. I can't put my finger on it. There's something about him.
He's a very interesting character. That's all I have for that scene. I think that was a whole lot for that scene.
Yeah, he's all right.
That's it. So let's move on to the next scene. You got something?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Next scene, Pastor Cal shows up to Ashley's home for a visit. She tells Pastor Cal that she doesn't love kissing because she doesn't know how to kiss. And Ashley said that her dad is a pastor and that this is part of her reasoning for not having intimacy right now as a part of her life. Like, she's holding that until marriage, even though she's already done it with whatever time. Long ago, and 11 years ago. Yeah. So
time out. You haven't done it in so long because you're a pastor's child and you're trying to be pure, but you was doing it in high school?
We are not here to judge. Or are we?
Stanky booty lie.
That's what she said. I think she had to change her heart, I guess. That's what I'm...
Born again?
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe because don't nobody want to go back there.
That could be it too. I had the same thought though. Yeah. I can't front. So the purpose of this Unmatchable show is to match these two people, these that we just mentioned, Xavius, and
you're not wrong. That's the only Xavius I ever met. I've met some Xavier.
It's giving me Spartacus vibes. Like Spartacus.
Oh my God, Spartacus, you too?
Anyways, the whole purpose.
What is that enticing smell?
The purpose of Unmatchables, let me get it out.
I don't trust you. So I can't put my finger. Someone in the comments help me. I can't. It's something.
out the purpose of the show is to match these two parties together. So they're gonna work on them for the week, and then they send them out on a blind date to see if they are matchable. So that's what they're trying to do here. So
we got the fix for one. Put a cork in him. Send her out the door. All right, go have a good time.
Pastor Cal says that Dr. Viviana can help Ashley with the kissing part. Not to kiss her, but to, get her prepared for her date at the end of the week. And of course, her roommate, Keisha, that lives there, is like, oh, can I come on the date? And he's like, absolutely not. Y'all have a codependency on each other already, and you guys need to kind of break that umbilical cord.
They just lonely.
Yeah, that's all they have is each other.
Yeah,
so
just
she's
lonely.
like, okay,
Ain't no codependent.
if Ashley going where I'm going.
Whoever she meet up with better have a friend. That's all that is.
That's all it is. At the end of that scene, Pastor Cal says if he sees Keisha at the date, he gonna call the bouncers on her.
They gonna need a couple.
They gonna what?
They gonna need a couple bouncers.
Dr. Viviana goes to Xavius' house and asks him, what is he looking for? And he said he's looking for somebody who cares what they look like and how they present themselves, because that's very important to him. So he takes Dr. Viviana around his house and he shows her his bathroom. He's like, this is where I spend a lot of my time. I'm in here washing my face, moisturizing my face, hydrating my face, then another moisturizer. And she's like, teeth is very important to me. I make sure my teeth are brushed well. She was like, how long does all of this take? He's like, 20 to 30 minutes. But if I miss a step, I'm going to have a bad day because I need to get this done. And she was like, okay, now I get who we're dealing with here. You're a routine freak.
If you got ready in 20 or 30 minutes, your face, I would be so excited.
That's different. That's different though.
I don't know.
I'm laying away. I'm putting on some eyebrows, some lashes.
He wishing he was doing that.
Next scene, Pastor Cal shows up to Xavius' house unannounced, which throws him all the way off. Pastor Cal asked him to get ready in 5 minutes. I'm going to take you somewhere. And he's like, where are we going? Vincent? No, wrong Married at First Sight season. Sorry, what? No, he's like, I need to know where we're going. He's like, no, you don't. Just grab some clothes. Let's go. He didn't know what to do. He just throwing clothes with the hanger still on him over his arm. He didn't know where he was going. Pastor Cal blindfolds him, throws him in his little two-seater, and zoom.
I won't. I won't.
Zoom. And zooms out of there. I'm sorry. And then they arrived to the barber shop, and Pastor Cal was like, all right, you see where you at? We're about to cut your hair down to the white meat. And he was like, what? No.
Talk about. Pastor Cal, if you a pastor, you out here lying to the people. Your hair been bald, shiny bald ever since the day before, why are you letting that man rub them clippers along your head like he's cutting anything?
He was acting like he was actively.
Yeah, you could have just been in the chair chilling. Yo, today we're going to have you do,
he wanted to act
you
like
didn't
he
have
was
to put on the
done.
facade. Cut or trim up your bit. Come on.
I know that had to feel
production.
irritating.
That's all the production.
And for a shiny head like that, do you use clippers?
No, you got a big razor.
Right. So what was he doing on?
That's what I'm saying. He rubbing it on there for nothing. It probably wasn't even turned on. Cause then you wouldn't have been able to hear him. Hey, we're gonna get the haircut too. So he's just back there rubbing.
Wait a second.
Happy to be on TV. Look at the camera.
Stop. He was holding his head too. He was all with it, acting like he was.
What edge?
With the T outliner.
There ain't no edge.
I don't know.
Where you you going?
I don't know, but that was funny. But Xavius started freaking out. He was like, I am not in control and I will let this happen. Like, he talked himself into it. And Pastor Cal was like, what? Okay, that's a huge improvement. Go on and get what you want. And he got himself a little fade and a shape up, and it came out good. It looked pretty good. So that was all that happened in that scene. Next scene, Dr. Viviana takes Ashley to like a lingerie shop, or is that what it was?
It's a sex shop.
And so she asked her to pick out like sexy lingerie and try it on and see what she would like. She picked out something that looks like something I got on right now. Just no, it was a full shirt. Like, it wasn't nothing like lingerie-ish at all. And Dr. Viviana was like, okay, so this is your idea of being sexy for your mate, you know?
Maybe she had an accidental fart that went bad earlier in the day and she wanted to keep her clothes on.
So while they're in there, Ashley admits that she's only kissed someone about 5 times in her entire life. And Dr. Vivian was like, dang, I feel bad, like sad for you. She's like, no, I'm fine. And she's like, no, that's not okay. Like, you're 32 years old. Like, we should teach you how to kiss. So she gets
that's
her like this fake mouth that's in the lingerie shop for her to practice kissing on, and
what's that?
It was a fake mouth.
So you think people going into sex shops and buying mouths to kiss?
This is what happened in the show, and this is what they used it for in the show.
That ain't what it was meant. That ain't what it was made to be used for.
I don't know if Dr. Viviana knows or not, but she was intently watching her kiss this mouth, this fake mouth, and the thing had like little teeth in there, and it was just weird.
In the throat?
And it was... Viviana was like, do you want to practice a little tongue kissing on it right now? And she's like, I'll take this home and I'll do my homework with it. Like, it was a very weird scene. I don't know if that helped her to get her where she needs to be on her kissing game, but we shall see. Let's move on to the next scene.
I just hope she didn't buy it used.
Let's go. Next scene, Xavius meets Dr. Viviana at a spa. She wants him to be able to have conversation with someone without actually seeing them, so he can't judge them based off of what his likes and dislikes are. So they put him in a spa room, blindfold him, and have a young lady come in and kind of like give him a little bit of massage and good conversation. And he connected with her, liked how she smelled and everything. And then they bring him out and, talk to him about his connection with the girl. And he was all like excited about who he talked to. And then they brought the girl out. And his face was like, nah, it's a no for me, bro. And that was so wrong because you could tell he genuinely was liking the girl. Like,
that was foul.
That was very foul of him. Like, they had a real good like chemistry going on there. And as soon as he saw what she looked like, he was like, she's too curvy for me. He was looking at her hair. He was looking at everything.
Time out.
What?
It was wrong for him to let his face do that. Mm-hmm. And it's wrong to just come out and say like,
she's too curvy. Yeah.
But personal preference is personal preference.
Yes,
like,
it was his face for me.
Yeah, like you can't allow that to happen. But just because he doesn't like her, I don't think he's wrong.
No, did I say that?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, with the way you was coming for me, like I said.
I'm looking. Ain't nobody else here to talk to.
I'm just saying.
You know how co-host works?
I'm just saying. You're not gonna talk to me. Ashley gets dressed up for her blind date, goes to the restaurant.
Dressed. I would say she got dressed up.
Okay, you're right. She got dressed for her blind date. And of course, she brought her extra twin, her side piece with her, Keisha, to the date. Like, why would you do that? Pastor Cal shows up and he's like, I knew she was going to do this. That's why I set her up to not have the real date tonight this is just a test date because I knew she was going to bring Keisha with her. So what he did was tether their legs together. So, and had like a guy come out and act as though he was on a date with Ashley to show her how obnoxious and insane it is to bring your friend everywhere you go, even to your dates. Like, you know?
Of course I know. Like, I'm not paying for her too.
Like this, you doing
like
too
how
much.
the first part of the dinner goes, you might get your meal paid for, but I'm not paying for both of y'all.
Let's move on to the final few scenes of this episode. The last few scenes of this episode shows that today is the big date for Xavius and Ashley to meet each other.
I'm excited.
So Xavius is at the bar waiting for her. It's 5:59. You already know how he is about tardiness. Apparently their date is supposed to be at 6 o'clock. He said he's very, very, very anal about time, and he is already frustrated that Ashley did not arrive at 6 p.m. sharp. She gets there at 6:06, and soon as she walks in the bar, shakes his hand and says, "Hi, I'm Ashley." He's like, "Hi, I'm Xavius, you're late." Like, what? And she was like, okay, red flag number 1.
Yeah.
I'm already ready to call Keisha to come get me. So then they start talking, and they start talking about, you know, what they do and all that stuff, and are they nervous? And he tells her that he works in a funeral home. And she's like, oh my God, he works in a funeral home. Red flag number 2 for me. So he goes like, starts going into how the job is, and you know that business is good and all this other stuff. And he's in mid-sentence talking about his career, and she literally just farts.
I'm not one of those people that's like, ooh, no. So, ooh.
Like, pretty much he's still talking, and she doesn't flinch, y'all. She's sitting there just staring at him in his eye. She says, it's just me. And he's like, ew.
I know she did just fart right in my throat.
Yes, in your mouth.
Right down in my esophagus.
Mouth.
I'm sitting here talking to you and you just go blow gas.
Right in my mouth.
And we supposed to continue?
And they just continue.
I might have punched him.
I would have left.
That's
if it
assault.
was-
You can't just walk around farting on people. It's got to be illegal.
I'm like, I would have left. You can't. And she says her farts stink. That was her opening line in her casting video.
I'm sitting here trying to drink my Hennessy. You trying to give me pink eye.
That is gross.
I could have never looked at you the same. I'd only be able to look at you like this.
That was nasty. That was so nasty. But
It's no wonder you ain't been with nobody in 11 years. Just
But the funny thing is, they continued on with the date. They didn't miss a beat.
brr.
So tell me about your job. Like, no, wait.
That's me.
What? Like, what? No.
That's you. Well, you's a nasty mother.
The bartender wasn't even around.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If I just... You could get over that on the first date?
I don't like it now, much less, and we're 10 years in. If you sick and you can't hold it, like, okay. But if I'm in the middle of eating my Chick-fil-A salad and your ass is bam, 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 bam.
When did we get our second COVID shots? Was
We
that
just got it
Tuesday?
on Tuesday.
So that was Wednesday when I had to hear about everything you was going through.
That's body aches and chills and fever. You didn't hear me walking around. Bam, bam, like, that's nasty. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, leave some things left to the imagination. Like, I don't need you going number 2 with the door open. I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm not saying you do that. I'm saying things that I don't want to know about. Like, you know.
Yeah, she can't go around farting. That's unacceptable. Even after I met you, this isn't like a first date.
Mm-hmm.
to get a man thing. Like, even after we're together, I can't have you farting around people.
I'm gonna go to your mom's house. She bringing out mac and cheese.
You're gonna
and
get
ham
cussed out. You can't.
That's just me, Patricia. She'll be like,
Yeah, you getting cussed out.
not in my house. Y'all love.
Tell these people bye.
That's my mother-in-law. Not in my house. Why you not laughing? Why you not laughing? You know you want to laugh. You know your mom ain't going for that.
I already said she gonna knock somebody clean out, especially if she cooking.
And it ain't gonna be me. I would never.
It'd be the opposite. It'd be like, hey, that wasn't me.
Everybody
Everybody like, yo,
I would never. All right. So they continue on with the date, and they start talking about celibacy and how having sex is a treasure she doesn't want to give up until she gets married. And Xavius has a very religious background too, so he said that he felt a very strong connection with her when she started explaining herself about, her views on, intimacy and stuff. So they had their little connection there, and he said even though she didn't look like who he would, walk up to or be usually attracted to, just that conversation brought him close to her. I was very shocked that the fart didn't do him in.
It was the liquor that got him in the game.
Is that what it was?
Because he was sipping on.
Oh.
By the end of the night.
So then Ashley grabs her purse and decides to show him her fake mouthpiece that Dr. Viviana got her, that she did name Michael
That's
B.
what
Jordan.
flipped him. That's what made him say, fart. Walking around one knees. Cool. Me too.
She pulls it out to show him that she's been tasked with practicing on this thing. And I don't know if that may have done it for him, like you said, and that wasn't really crazy for him enough to leave. He stayed, continued on with the date. They went out for a dance on the dance floor.
He's used to touching people. He ain't used to having people touch him back.
That's true. At the funeral parlor. That's true.
So she was rubbing out. He was like, oh. And he had got juiced up with that head rub. Because I don't care who you are. Somebody rub your head like that.
That wasn't the same girl.
I know, but it got him going. It got the motor.
A couple days before?
That wasn't a couple days. His motor was going.
You heard something else. So they get onto the dance floor. And he asked her, so you going to go home and play with your toy tonight?
I had forgotten about the mouth toy.
Oh, you thought it was something
and
else?
I thought he was just randomly like, yo, is she about to go? Like, yo, this dude asked the most inappropriate questions ever.
It's your mind.
What are you wearing? Are you going to go play with your toy? Like, hold on.
It's your mind. That's your mind. He was talking about her Michael B. Jordan. Poor Michael B. Jordan, too. He's like, how I get in
Michael
this?
B. Jordan what?
That's what she named her fake mouthpiece at the lingerie store.
Michael B. Jordan is not going to like that.
He's like, he probably said somewhere like, how I get in this? Like, I just over here did my business.
That ain't no man face. The chin was small, lips was pointy.
So they get on the dance floor. Let's get back on track. They get on the dance floor. They get to dancing. He asks her about, the toy. And she's like, well, I need somebody to practice on. And he was like, do you want to practice now? And they both go in for the kiss. And they do like a real, legit kiss on each other. And they sealed the end of the date. That was it. Pastor Cal, Dr. Viviana felt like this was a huge success. And they are now matchable.
I ain't doing it.
And that was the end of episode 1. But I do have an update. It did say at the end of the episode that Xavius and Ashley did keep in touch, went on a second date in a cemetery. Weird enough. And he did say that kissing her gave him goosebumps. That was the extra update.
No, that was her fart that gave you the goosebumps.
And that was the end of episode 1. of the Married at First Sight
Did you
Unmatchables. So let us know your thoughts of the Married at First Sight Unmatchables series. Drop your comments in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you guys. Also, be sure to hit the like button to support our channel and be sure to subscribe. We're almost to 5,000 subscribers. We need ideas for a giveaway. What should we give away? A free Pat shirt, Team Cam shirt, Couples Couch shirt. What do you guys think? Well, we're about to hit that 5,000 mark and we definitely want to do something special for you guys. Also, please be sure to note that the Married at First Sight series is still ongoing, so we will continue to post that on Fridays. The Unmatchables review will be posted on Saturdays until they stop overlapping, and then we'll return to Fridays every week. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. See you next Saturday. Bye, you guys.